Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Stonecrest Municipal Court. My name is Judge Michael Sheridan. If you're present today, you've received a citation here in the City of Stonecrest, and you are here either for your arraignment or your bench trial for that citation. As you enter the courtroom, please sign in with the clerk that would be to your left, and sign in. Make sure your phones are off, and please pay attention as I'm going to go over some very important rights to you. You all are defendants here in the City of Stonecrest after you have been cited. And being a defendant, you have very important rights that it's my job to make sure that you understand those rights. You all should have received an Acknowledgement of Rights form or a plea form as you entered the courtroom. I'm going to go over that form with you now. To begin with, you have a right to an attorney. You can apply for the assistance of a public defender if you do not believe that you can afford an attorney, or you can hire a private attorney to represent you. As we call the calendar here shortly, if you would like the assistance of an attorney, let me know, and we will reset you one time to get the assistance of an attorney and the assistance of counsel in your case. You have a right to an attorney. These are criminal matters that you are here for today, and that right to an attorney is a very important right. You can hire an attorney, or you can choose to continue pro se and waive that right. Pro se is simply the legal term of representing yourself. Also, everyone here has a right to a trial. That is a very important right. When you enter this courtroom, you have a presumption of innocence, and you have a right to a trial. In that right to a trial, you would have the opportunity to subpoena any witnesses you wanted to subpoena. That's using the court's powers to force someone to come to court. You would have the right to confront any witnesses that you wanted to confront, whether that be a police officer or maybe a code enforcement officer or someone you may have gotten in an accident with. You would have the right to confront those witnesses at trial. In addition, you would have the right to present any evidence within accordance of the rules of evidence here in Georgia, and confront any evidence that's presented against you. Usually cases in this court involve photos and videos submitted to the court. So you would have all of those rights in a trial. Be aware you do not have to just simply pay your fine and be done. While I understand everybody's time is important, if you do choose a trial, you would come back at a later date for a bench trial. So please be aware of that. You also have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. That's a very important right as well. Quite often, people tell on themselves, and you would be surprised that that happens more often than not. But you do have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. You don't even have to testify at trial if you choose not to. If you are found guilty, be aware that you do have a right to an appeal to a higher court. That right to appeal must be exercised within 30 days. It is very time sensitive. Please be aware of the time limit on that and act accordingly. In addition to those rights, your form will also list some things that you just simply need to be aware of and that we're required to make sure that you are aware of by law. First, if you enter into a plea or if you are convicted, that could have an effect on your immigration status if you are not a U.S. citizen. It could lead to deportation, or it could create a hurdle for yourself if you ever do apply to become a naturalized citizen. In addition, if you have any pending criminal matters, if you are on probation, or if you are on parole, be aware that a plea or a conviction in this court could be a violation of probation or parole and cause some serious consequences for you. So please be aware of that. Everyone needs to make sure they've read the form, they understand the form, and they've executed and signed the form that you've been given as you entered the courtroom. It's very important as a criminal defendant that you understand your rights. Also, understand that you all have been cited with either a state misdemeanor or a city ordinance. The maximum sentencing for a state misdemeanor is up to 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. And for most city ordinances here in Stonecrest, it's up to 90 days in jail and $1,000 fine. So be aware of what the maximum sentence could be if you are found guilty. When we call the calendar here shortly, we'll be listening for an announcement from you that will determine your next step in the case. We'll be listening for an announcement of guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere. I'm going to give just a brief description of those. Not guilty means that you do not believe that you committed the offense that you have been cited with. You're exercising your right to a trial at that time, and the city would have to meet their burden for you to be found guilty. If you do request a trial and it is a city ordinance, then you would have a bench trial back here in the city of Stonecrest. If you've been cited with a state misdemeanor, you actually have the opportunity to have a bench trial here in the city of Stonecrest, or you can have your case bound over to the state court of DeKalb County for a jury trial. So when you announce not guilty, we'll need to know whether you want a bench trial or a jury trial if that is an option for you. You'll receive your trial date most likely at a later date, and today would just be your arraignment. If you choose to plead guilty or nolo contendere, we would be taking care of your case today and disposing of the matter. Guilty is, as it says, you believe that you are liable for the offense that you've been cited with. Nolo contendere is a legal term for no contest. It simply means that you're not contesting the charge. You have not been shown guilty. You have not been shown innocent. There are practical advantages for a nolo contendere. If you have any questions, you should seek the advice of an attorney. So those would be the three announcements that we are looking for. For most of the individuals here, your sentence will involve a fine. Be aware those fines are due today. And in addition to them being due today, understand that fines usually have surcharges and court costs added to them. For example, if I sentence you with a $100 fine, it very well may be upwards of $150 for your fine amount once you get to the cashier. So please be aware of that. In addition, if you cannot make your payment today, we do have the services of probation that would give you time to make your payment. But understand that probation is a supervised program and it does have a probation supervision fee. Thank you for your time today. I will be out shortly, or another judge here in the city of Stonecrest, to call the calendar. Once that calendar is called, please give us your attention, make your appropriate announcement. Thank you and have a good day.